Hope wakes up in the shadows of a cold bedroom. She pulls a rough blanket up to her nose and lies very still as her eyes adjust to the icy gloom. No dreams again, she thinks to herself. Where have they all gone? She stares at the familiar crack in the ceiling and realises that she misses one dream more than any other. Sleeping bags and zippers, mouths full of marshmallows, Mum and Dad teaching her to feed a crackling campfire. Hope slides onto the hard wooden floor and stands at the window with her forehead against the frozen glass. She glances at the clock and sighs. Carefully, she wakes her brother and then shuffles to the kitchen. "Why so frowny?" asks Leo loudly, spraying his morn flakes all over the table. "Just thinking about school," Hope replies, then gently scolds him. "Don't talk with your mouth full." "But you're good at books," Leo adds. "Reading," she corrects, wiping his face and adjusting his backpack. "I'm good at reading, apparently. How is that going to help when Jetpack Day arrives?" "Hey, Hope," Leo says with a grin as they step out into the morning chill. "What's the difference between a chicken?" She rolls her eyes and snaps at him playfully. "Come on, we're late." Leo's jokes are always a good distraction from the frayed straps of her own heavy backpack biting slowly into her shoulders. "Hey, Hope, what's so good about jetpacks anyway?" "I'm not sure, Leo. Grown-ups seem to use them to get where they really want to go." At the morning assembly, Hope tries to ignore the shrieking loudspeakers. She is admiring the shiny backpacks of her classmates when suddenly the principal drops down to hover above her class.
Class 489, Jetpack Day for you is tomorrow. Your teachers will tell you more.
Her classmates seem delighted. Hope just feels like throwing up. All day, Hope finds it impossible to concentrate. I wonder if Mum used to hate this same stupid backpack as much as I do now. What am I going to do tomorrow? Her thoughts seem to be little ants biting into her brain, spreading doubt as they scurry around. Her head begins to ache. Eventually, Hope finds herself sitting on the floor of her favourite teacher's room. "Jetpack Day, wow, excited, scared?" the teacher asks the class. "Either way, that's perfectly normal. Today in class, we will tell each other stories about our possible futures. And tonight you have important homework. You must explore your backpacks." During class, Hope shyly approaches her teacher to ask, "I trust you to tell me the truth. What happens if we don't come to school tomorrow?" The teacher sits down beside Hope. "Have you ever looked inside your backpack?" "No," Hope replies. "It isn't even mine. It was Mum's." "Well, it's yours now," the teacher says patiently. "How would it feel to know what you're carrying in there?" "You want to know what I'm carrying?" Hope suddenly roars, unclipping her pack angrily and emptying it onto the classroom floor. Instantly, she's embarrassed. She has never seen such an odd collection of objects. She also knows she's in big trouble. But instead of shouting, the teacher asks her calmly, "Do you know my real name?" No, Hope responds quietly. We aren't supposed to know. We aren't supposed to empty our backpacks at school either, the teacher says with a smile, kneeling down to scoop up an odd little flame which has tumbled from Hope's pack, adding gently, My name is Saros. Saros holds the flame tenderly. Her eyes flicker with confusion at first, then crinkle into a knowing smile. Hope, your homework just became even more important, she says. What are you best at? Where do you feel safe and strong and happy all at once? Hope pauses. What does she mean? There's only one place that sounds like those things. Reading? She offers, feeling a bit silly. Saros tips the tiny flame back into Hope's pack and looks into her eyes. Do you know how strong and how powerful you are? Hope suddenly feels like her skin has caught fire. She's trying to recover, trying to figure out what her teacher is talking about, when the school siren screams into the room and Saros turns to farewell the class. See you tomorrow, and please choose to do your homework. I'm not going to school tomorrow, Hope tells her brother on their walk home. Leo is covered in dirt, having won all his muckball games at lunchtime. You worry too lots, he says. Jetpacks are cool. You'll get one. You're amazing. He tells stories all the way home, but Hope's mind keeps wandering off. Is Leo right? Imagine, my own jetpack. Then the ants return and her head begins to ache again. Late into the night, Hope sits on her bed, thinking. She does something for only the second time in her life. She unclips and empties her backpack. Carefully picking up each object to inspect under the lamplight, she is amazed at the bizarre and sometimes creepy collection. Then she gets to the odd little flame, which is curiously warm without being too hot to handle. What can I do with this thing? Why is it always with me? Why did Saros seem to like it so much? She stares into the heart of the small blaze and begins to feel calm and content. Her worries scurry away. The question Saros had asked in the classroom springs back into her head. Where do you feel safe and strong and happy all at once? Hope smiles to herself and reaches for her pile of books. As she props open her favourite book, the flame on the end of her bed appears to flicker for the first time. But she can't be sure, because whenever Hope reads a really wonderful and difficult book, the world seems to fade into the background. Each page of print becomes a river that carries her swiftly into other lands. Hope finds herself happily bobbing up and down in the warm current of the words, until eventually she swims powerfully in the flow of the sentences. Hours pass her by in the company of characters that she alone has the power to imagine, as the pulse of the paragraphs keep her safe and strong and happy. When she comes up for air, her eyes are closing and the room is warm and snug. She drifts comfortably between two perfect worlds. The last thing she remembers before falling asleep is a bonfire of friendly flames sweeping across her ceiling. And that night, she dreams. I carry my strengths wherever I go. I am unique. My happy memories, my strengths. Hope wakes up gradually as light streams into her bedroom. She feels refreshed and new. She bounces lightly off the bed to the window. Everything seems so bright. Then she glances around at the clock and almost chokes. "No! Leo!" she yells. "Wake up! We're late!" Leo and Hope find a Jetpack Day official hovering at the school gate. "Excuse me," Hope offers politely. "Sorry I'm late. I slept in, but I'm here now."
Jetpack Day is over,
the official says.
"We must keep to our schedule. There is always next year. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules."
Hope looks up into the sky to see the air alive with her classmates. "The rules," Hope begins, "but I..." then bites her lip and marches into the school building. Saros sits peacefully on the floor of her empty classroom as Hope runs in, holding back tears. "I missed it," Hope cries. "Well, yes, and you seem disappointed," Saros replies calmly. "Sit down, take a few deep breaths, and we can talk about that." But Hope remains standing in the middle of the room, her fists clenched in a sullen silence. Leo crashes happily into the doorway behind her. Saros sits perfectly still for a long moment before saying, "I'm glad you came today." Hope stares at the ground and responds quietly, "I have decided that I want to fly." Saros nods. "That sounds like a good choice," she says with a smile. "And I'm still curious, what did you find in your backpack last night?" "Hope?" Hope looks from Saros to Leo and then back to her teacher again. "Yeah, what was in there?" Leo asks with an encouraging grin. "Hope?" The young girl continues standing in the middle of the classroom for a long time. She rubs her forearm. She feels the warmth of the flame that has never left her. Then she looks up from the floor with her eyes shining brightly and says, "Yes, I think so."